Chapter 12, 80, Perseverance. Translator, Atlas Studios. Editor, Atlas Studios. Outside Reverse Flow River. Old ancestor Shahu wanted to kill Bichentian, but at this moment, the dog-tail life-extending ferret, Maoli Chetu, appeared. Why is this ferret here? Doesn't it stay inside its cave all the time? Old ancestor Shehu was surprised. This ferret had a huge origin. It was Giant Son Immortal Venerable Steed. Giant Son Immortal Venerable had subdued it in his later years. His motive was clearly to find a lifespan extension method. The dog-tail life-extending ferret's Tao marks were very numerous and mystical. As it grew older, the dog-tail would shrink as its lifespan decreased. When its lifespan nears its end, the tail would vanish. Thus, whenever it sensed that its life was ending, it would devour an immemorial desolate beast dog. After consuming it, the dog-tail life-extending ferret would gain the lifespan of this immemorial desolate beast dog. Its tail would grow out and it would continue living. Precisely so, even after Giant Son Immortal Venerable died, the dog-tail life-extending ferret still lived until now. This giant ferret was enlightened by Giant Son Immortal Venerable. It gained intelligence and learned to use goo worms and even immortal killer moves. It was an immemorial desolate beast to begin with. Now that it had wisdom and could use immortal goo and other methods, it had unfathomably deep strength. Even old ancestor Shrehu was wary of it. Old ancestor Shrehu had wanted to deal with Bichentian, but with the dog-tail life-extending ferret's appearance, he discarded this plan. To think that Mao Li Chu would save me! Bichentian let out a breath of air. He relaxed slightly. He also knew about the dog-tail life-extending ferret. Immemorial desolate beasts of this level were too famous. It was like Central Continent's Huokong, or that evil dragon Dizangsheng. They were unique existences. Their battle strength was at the peak of rank 8. Old ancestor Shuhu quickly focused his gaze on the two longevity Heaven Gu immortals, accompanying the dog-tail life-extending ferret. Old ancestor Shuhu's gaze focused on Black Extremity. He chuckled coldly. As expected, Sun Minglu, you are a member of Longevity Heaven. To think that Longevity Heaven had targeted me since so long ago. He had already made a guess earlier. Now that he saw Black Extremity, it was confirmed. Black Extremity greeted Old Ancestor Shahu respectfully. Old Ancestor Shahu, we meet again. I am one of Longevity Heaven's 8 extremities. Black Extremity, Sun Ming Lu, is simply a name I use when I travel in Northern Plains. Old Ancestor Shahu chuckled coldly again, but he did not attack. Because Black Extremity was beside the dog-tail life-extending ferret. It was not like Old Ancestor Shahu feared Mao Li Chu, but he knew that the crux of this issue was not the three of them. It was the events in Reverse Flow River. With the situation in Reverse Flow River unconfirmed, it was not time to fight. A third party would benefit if he did. After Black Extremity and Old Ancestor Shahu exchanged greetings, their gazes became fixed on Ma Hongyun and Zhao Lianyun. Grandpa Mao, the two at the front, are our targets. Black Extremity reminded the dog-tail life-extending ferret. Bi Chen. Chen frowned slightly. Tent, Old Ancestor Shuihu's cold laughter became even colder. But Mao Li Chu nonchalantly curled its lips. Its beast face made a very human-like expression. No rush. Wait for them to decide a victor. We are outside Reverse Flow River. We can use goo worms, but we cannot affect the river itself. Any method used on Reverse Flow River will be reflected back upon us. Why would I waste my effort? Reverse Flow River would only lose some water when it reflects an attack. This river is huge. How long would it take to dry out this river? I would not do something so time-consuming and pointless. Saying this, it paused before saying, don't worry, these people can't continue for long. The further they swim, the more it tests their will. Hey, they are swimming in Reverse Flow River. Any thoughts of persevering in this river would be reversed by the river. Any sort of determination would waver. They would eventually be washed away by the river. The three rank 8 existences were wary of each other. They did not fight. Outside the river there was a deadlock. The Gu Immortals thus looked towards Reverse Flow River. Inside the river, Ma Hongyun and Zhao Lianyun were still at the lead. Purple Mountain. True Monarch was second. He was inching closer to them. Ying Wuxi, Bai Ningbing, and He Lulan were third. Next was Fang Yuan. The fifth position was originally Old Ancestor Shehu and Lady Wan Shou, but earlier Old Ancestor Shehu had given up the contest for the sake of his unconscious wife. He went outside the river. Thus, the fifth position went to Heavenly Court's rank, 8 Rule Path, Gu Immortal Weiling Yang, and several Central Continent Gu Immortals. Purple Mountain. True Monarch moved with all 4 limbs, flapping his thin wings at times. Ma and Zhao were already close by. I need to persevere and capture these 2. I will be able to control Old Ancestor Shehu and deal with Central Continent. Purple Mountain. True Monarch was filled with determination, which is reverse flow. River's water continued to assault the will in his mind. He shrugged his head, trying to get rid of his hesitation. 90,000 years ago, Heaven's will attacked. I deduced with all my effort and found a trace of hope for survival. By sealing myself, I turned into a purple gold rock, but to think that Heaven's will would still harm me and I would go into a crazy state at times. These last 100,000 years, I woke up many times and experienced great danger. I only escaped from danger and survived with Shadow Sect's help. Right now, my main body refines sovereign immortal aperture, but it was stolen from us. My main body is stuck in the dream realm, being in great danger. The great Shadow Sect is just a shadow of its past. I cannot fail in this situation. I need to persevere. I need to capture Zhao and Ma. I am about to succeed. Purple Mountain. True Monarch's eyes were shining. He was extremely close to the 2. Oh no, Purple Mountain True Monarch is about to reach Ma Hongyun and Zhao Lianyun. The Central Continent Gu Immortals were shocked. Old Ancestor Shui Hu and Yingwu Shi had expressions filled with joy. What do we do? Flood Extremity shouted. Nothing, Mao Li Chu rolled its eyes. Unless they come out. Ah! But at this moment, Purple Mountain True Monarch suddenly grabbed his head as he screamed. He struggled intensely as he showed intense pain on his face. What is going on? What happened? The immortals were perplexed. At this very moment, damn it! Yingwu Shi internally cursed Heaven's will. At the crucial moment, Purple Mountain True Monarch fell into madness. He went downstream with the currents. Thankfully, Yingwu Shi and gang were following Purple Mountain True Monarch. As insurance if he went crazy, he quickly grabbed Purple Mountain True Monarch as the 4 swam upstream together. Yep. Thus, Ma and Zhao escaped from the dangerous situation. They were still in first place. Purple Mountain. True Monarch had fallen behind, becoming second place with Yingwu Shi and gang. Third was Fang Yuan. And fourth was Weiling Yang and his Central Continent Gu Immortals. Lord Weiling Yang, it all depends on you now. Bi Chen Tian was overjoyed. The Central Continent Gu Immortals also started cheering. It was good news to Central Continent that something happened to Purple Mountain True Monarch, especially those Gu Immortals who did not know Fang Yuan. They felt that right now, only Central Continent's rank 8 Weiling Yang was left. Even though he was in last place, he could still win. Weiling Yang was gritting his teeth. The difficulty of swimming was rising, and more importantly, the reverse flow river was affecting his every thought. Any thoughts of persevering and swimming ahead would be obstructed by reverse flow river. Many thoughts were washed away, but there was one thought that was rooted in Weiling Yang's mind. I need to persevere. I am the only hope left in Central Continent. If we capture Ma Hongyun and save Zhao Lianyun, we will be able to return victorious. I cannot fail. Central Continent's pride, Heavenly Court's honor, they cannot be lost because of me. Weiling Yang swam ahead stably, without any hesitation. The Gu Immortals around him also followed. These Gu Immortals formed the biggest force in reverse flow river. It was eye-catching. Even the dog-tail life-extending ferret, Mao Li Chu, said, "Oh, it seems that Central Continent has a huge advantage. Heavenly Court still likes meddling so much. This will not do. Ma Hongyun is a northern plainsman." Bi Chen Chen frowned. He looked at Mao Li Chu, an old ancestor Shuhu, whose face was cold as ice. He was worried. Even if Wei Lingyang defeats the competitors and obtains Ma and Zhao, what will happen after he leaves Reverse Flow River? Bi Chen Tan thought from all angles. He could not find a way to escape. He could only continue watching. Time passed by the seconds and minutes. The situation was still the same in Reverse Flow River. Ma and Zhao were first. Ying Wuxi and Gong were second. Fang Yuan was third. And Wei Lingyang and the other Central Continent Gu immortals were fourth. The positions did not change, but their mutual distances had evidently shrunk. Oh, these people have all lasted until now, strange. Why are there so many outstanding people here? The dog-tail life-extending ferret, Mao Li Chu, quipped. As expected, the great era is coming, in an era which would create a great number of geniuses and talented individuals would emerge like a tide. Bi Chen Chen's eyes were shining too. He was assessing the Central Continent Gu immortals and memorizing their faces. These people had firm determination. If they grew without any accidents, they surely would be important pillars of each sect. Persevere. The mission of protecting Fairy Lianyun is in my hands. I cannot give up. Bu Zhenzi frowned. Just like refining Gu, no matter how tough it is or how unpredictable the results, as long as I persevere, I will be rewarded. Yu Yizi encouraged himself. Shi Zhengyi had an angry expression. Lord Mu Linglan was sacrificed to protect Fairy Lianyun. How can I back down? Work harder. Shi Zhengyi, for the sake of love and justice, you cannot back down. Fang Yuan was expressionless. He stared ahead at Ying Wuxi. Such a close relationship. That rank 8 Miniman Gu Immortal who went crazy must be a member of Shadow Sect. I must kill him. I must eliminate them all. Inside Reverse Flow River, it is the best opportunity for me to eliminate these threats once and for all.